Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a trade review from Jan 15 to Jan 21. Let's move on to Jan 15. So this is our MNQ. So I want to show trade log. So here we can see that I did not take any trade on 15 Jan, which should be Thursday. So let's see the charts. I also do want to mention this is my Alpha Capital. Currently, I am using a prop firm name Alpha Capital, and as you can see, all the trades here which I took. 15 I did not take any trade. So still I want to see like why I did not took any trade on 15. This is 15 and I have used a replay because I did not want all the extra information to confuse me, and then also helps to get a better understanding. This is how the chart would have looked. Let's draw a couple of lines. We add one more here. This one, as we can see, it was a 9:45, so market already opened. So this is how my chart would have looked without this line. And we can draw another one from here to here, but this is because I can see after, right? So the whole day finished and then after. But market open, we saw a lot of confusion in the market, and then it had this big wick and a very small body, which shows confusion. Then we get a strong downward push. So in my head I am thinking that since market figure out a direction, since sellers are strong, the price will go down, but we get a little pushback from buyers. And as you can see, there is a lot of consolidation, and the consolidation goes till 10:45. So this was a candle where I was tempted to enter, because at one point this candle made a good downside move. Right now we can see that it's a green, or in my case it's actually pink. My rule was that I have to wait till candle closes outside of that range, outside of that 9:30 to 45 range, which is this our first candle, and it did not. It sort of closed in the range, you can see. So I did not enter, which is the decision that I liked. And then it made a move towards the upside, then it made moves towards the downside. So we can see a lot of consolidation, and it finally break out at around 2:30. 2:30 it closed below our level, so below our range, and this is a position where I should have entered, but I did not, because in my head I was thinking that there was a lot of consolidation and no certain direction in the market, so it's better if I don't enter. I'm happy with this decision, because if I would have entered, there is a high probability that I would have hit my stop loss. So that's all for Jan 15. Let's move to Jan 16. So this was our market open candle. It made a huge downside move, and this became our range. It made another huge move towards downside, and at this point I was in FOMO. I thought that I should have entered this and that, but I did not. Enter. I think that's a good thing, because entering in FOMO is huge. Well, most of the times it will be bad for you. I waited for my third candle, which is my rule that I usually wait for 3 candles to form a direction of market. And here with the third candle, I was sure that market wants to go downwards. Another photo of my trade when I was taking this trade, I have a screenshot that's gonna explain this properly. This is exactly how my chart looked at that point. I had a support or resistance, so we can say in this case it was a support. So when it broke this support and closed below this support, because one time it moved up and then sellers were in power and they closed down below this support, and I had this is I considered as my second confirmation. The first one was the market is in downtrend. Second confirmation was it closed below my support. If it would have closed way below my support, then my stop loss will be just above my support. In this case, I had a room, so I put my stop loss here. So this candle stop and I let it ride. So within two candles, I took my it hit my TP. How I put my take profit was, as you can see here, there is a small resistance. In our case, it's a support, but a small area, and that's where I put my TP. Another reason for that, it already made a huge move, and I was in fear that there will be a pushback, and I was not sure whether I was ready for that pushback. In my head, I was thinking that I if once it hits my TP and then if there is a pushback, I will see and then I can enter again. That's what I was thinking. So this is my 16th trade. So once, and this is the area I was talking about, once it hit my TP, I was out of the trade. You can see that there was, because it was a support area, the chart did go up, and then there was a consolidation for rest of the afternoon. um Also, some of the learnings for this trade would be, I had my initial SL here. It would have been good if I put it here and let it ride, but as I said, my my goal is to ride a whole movement. But right now, I am in my prop firm. I do want to pass my challenge and then get the funding. So my goal was to take as many small trades as I can, but my future goal is not that, it's to ride the whole move. I think right now I'm not in that position that I'm able to ride the whole move. I have so many emotions. I think that's another sign for me to like maybe decrease my lot size, but I'm still in two heads. I'm not sure whether I should or not. But if I take my TP here and I see that sort of support and then forming again red candle near my resistance area, I can also enter there, and then I can put my SL here or somewhere here and let it ride. This was another trade that I could have taken, right? At 6, it gapped down, and that would have been amazing trade. I had my another resistance support here. As you can see, it lingered around this part for a long time and that it decided to go down. So somewhere here I could have take my, as we can see here, so my another TP would have been here and it would have been a perfect trade. So in future I can keep that in mind. And this was a consolidation and then it just gapped down. It might also gap up, but this is something I think that will come with experience. I want to show. So this is my trade which I took with 2 lots. So this one I took on Friday. I got into my position at 10:15, which is the perfect time, and most of the times that's the time I want to get it. I got out at 10:40, so 25 minutes, and I applied 3 candle rule. It hit my TP. That is end of Jan 16. Let's move to Jan 17. 17 and 18 was weekend. I did not, well, the futures market is closed. Also in Alpha Capitals, NAS 100 is closed. On 19th, I did not took any trade. Let's see. So this was the move we talked about. I think there might be some kind of a holiday or something. If not, I was busy. I think I did not take this trade, but let's see. So this is our market open 9:30. We can see that it had a huge push down. Another candle, the buyers got up this whole move plus some, and the third candle closed above our market open range. So this is my indication to go long, and usually if I go long here, this is way too small, so I would have somewhere here. I'm saying that, but in real scenario I'm not sure whether I have put my SL here or not. but this is, I think, a good point, or somewhere here. And we could have capitalized on that small upside move, which we can see. And there was a resistance, so we would have got a pullback, and then again a some move, right? But I did not take any trade. So that's all for 19. Let's move to 20. In the morning, I would have adjusted my charts. So this line would go here to the low point. We would have one line something like this, because in the morning I would not have seen this move. So I think from 2-3 days we were moving downwards. Here on morning, so pre-market on 20th, we saw a push towards upside, right? So this is our market open. On market open, we got a huge push. I think what I might have been thinking was buyers are in control, and this second and third move was sort of a consolidation. We did not go anywhere, but I'm not sure whether I took trade on this move or not. Let me see. So Jan 20 at 10:31 to 12:31, I have this. So at 10:31 I took trade. So this is 10:12. I took a long position, and it was a 3 candle rule, and I did a loss. So this is how exactly my chart looked at that time. After this move, I would have entered somewhere here at 10:31, because this should be 10:30 till 10:30, and then here I entered. I stayed till 12:31, which is huge. We got this candle, which would have hit my SL. I guess this is the trade where I did not put my SL, or else my SL would have been somewhere near this area. This, which I see. Yeah, my SL would have been at the end of this candle, which is huge. Please, we don't need to put SL there. And once I saw a huge red candle, but I stayed, which is good. This is how I want to ride my moves, even though it's not in my direction. And then I sort of saw buyers took control, and then almost at my break even they closed. I waited, but every time there was a huge push. As here you can see a lot of fighting going on between buyers and sellers, and this was an important area. The price lingers here for a long time, here, and here. And then I saw consecutive 3 red candles, and it hit my SL. I did not move my stop loss or anything. It just hit. I think this was a good trade. According to my strategy, I did not let my SL move, and then I gave my trade opportunity to go in my direction, but it did not, clearly. I think, and somewhere here, if I would have, well, I always thought that this was the point it is rejecting, but in this candle it closed below that point, so it was sure that market wants to go down, and that's where I made a loss of $107. But this is the trade I like. I'm happy with this trade. Let's move on to Jan 21. This is how my chart would have looked. Let me do a replay. So in the morning, if I would have wake up, I would have adjusted my lines. So this is how my lines would have looked at that point. Now we had a down move from a long time, and then on 20th it tried to make an upside move. It failed to do so, and then it sort of again was in a down trend. Pre-market we got a consolidation. Well, yeah, so in Asia session we had a consolidation, and then pre-market we saw a little bit push towards downside. So this was the analysis till now. Here around 9, so 9 to 9:15, I saw a huge push towards upside. Buyers came in, and then they try to take control. 9:30 was a confusion. Buyers and sellers both were trying to get price in their direction, but in this candle, which is the 9:45, sellers failed and buyer took control. So this candle is outside our New York market open session range, and this is the trade I should have taken. So I should have entered somewhere here. So this is 21 Wednesday. I entered at 10:15. So this is market open. The second candle is huge push, and I entered here at 10:15. So once we closed this candle, I entered here. It's a good entry and it's according to my plan. And so I was in the trade 16 minutes. I took my entry on the basis of two things: 2 touch point trend line break and 3 candle rule. It hit my take profit, and let's see this one. As you can see in my screenshot, I entered somewhere here, it's saying, right? So once it closed, and then somewhere here I had my SL here, and so this was the resistance area, nearby resistance area, and I took my TP there. But I know that we had this area and I had a line drawn resistance. I would have somewhere touching my resistance area and then pulling it back. This is something that I would have thought, right? This is a trade I did not monitor. I took the trade, I had some work, and I did not check my trade. I had my SL, I had my TP, and then I was working. As you can see here, I have a note saying my car got stuck and I was trying to get it out. And this was in front of my house, right? My car was parked in front of my house, but still it got stuck. So what you can do, a lot of snow in Canada. I'll show, yeah, somewhere here I got out, and then you can see it went up for a little bit and then it had this push down. So this one, I got out here, but it went ahead, and after some time, because I think this area had resistance, it had a pullback. And since it had a pullback, what I had written in my notes is it had a pullback, which means I can enter again. That is what I was thinking in my head, that I can enter again. So after this pullback, this is 12:15, I should have entered somewhere here at 1:45, and then my SL would be again here, and it made again a huge move. I could have capitalized on this trade as well. I did not. I think I was still fixing my car, or I did not paid attention, or I was not looking at charts. There might be multiple things because that day was hectic. And then after that move, we had a pullback, but then after market was nowhere. So some of the things I could do better was, when market is trending, keep close watch on the charts. And if you are trying to pass an evaluation, this is something that I'm trying to do. I have not achieved it yet, but set your take profits in nearby support or resistance area. Try to take that small win, get out of the trade. It will make a pullback. If you see that there is still strong momentum, try to enter it again with small stop loss. If it is in that direction, you will get chances to get in and out multiple times. So this is what I want to do in my future trades. Today is Feb 6, so after today, or maybe from today. And the market, so this week was good, not because I made a huge profit or something, but because the market was trending. It was in downtrend, and then it broke that trend and it was trending up. We got a push from sellers, but still the buyers were trying to get price higher. It is during this trending days where we can make big profits. I'm still trying to learn, so I was not able to capitalize on whole moves, but still a chunk of it, which is enough when we are starting out. So that is all. This was my third week trade review from Jan 15 to 21. If you are trying to become a profitable trader, feel free to follow along the journey or subscribe. Thanks again. See you next time.